Hi, here we are. It's the just about the very end of June, and I thought I'd give you a little update of how everything's growing because everything is growing very quickly, and we're starting the harvest of a number of things. So let me show you where they are. Well, we start off with the peas, and as you can see, there is quite a few peas now filling out, and I've had probably 2 buckets off them so far, and that equates to about, I'd say, 1.5 kilograms frozen peas. And I'm going to pick some a little bit later, and I've probably got another bucket here, and keep picking because they'll keep coming. And sweet corn have taken off, and now about 4 foot high. These onions, they're doing okay. I just keep an eye open for seed heads to make sure they don't start popping seed heads up. They're doing okay. Raspberries are now about 5 foot high, and there's a few raspberries now starting to develop. Here's the other onions, and if you look at the garlic here, it's now going yellow and that, so I'm going to harvest this today, and I'll harvest these onions as well because I'll obviously need to pull the sheeting back. So I'm going to be doing that a little bit later. Runner beans, now just reaching the top, and if you look, an awful lot of flower on them. So hopefully as these start to set, we should start to see the first few runner beans come in. Hopefully in about a week, week to 2 weeks maximum, we should be starting our first harvest of those. Courgettes, I've already taken about 5 courgettes off, and if you look, that was 2 days ago, and if you look, they're growing like mad. So I will continuously harvest these. If you don't, they'll end up being a marrow size. What I tend to do, if I miss any, I just chop them off and put them on the compost. Broad beans, I've had a bucket full already. I've had about a bucket and a half I've had, and if you look now, there's the extra ones now starting to grow. So I'll probably get another maybe two harvests off this, which allows me to freeze a fair bit and freeze some. Potatoes starting to die away now. I have dug the end of the row, and we've eaten them, and those are charlotters, but they're probably just about the size of an egg, maybe slightly smaller. So I'm going to leave these in the ground for another week and then harvest them at that point. Trees, what it's done, it's shedded itself because there's obviously been too many apples, so it's decided to offload what it doesn't like. And if you look now, you can see these are starting to grow, and they've got another variety here, and you can see those are growing well. I mentioned the plums before, and you can see those are now starting to grow well. Still green, obviously, and until later in the summer. Put a row of leeks in earlier on. As you can see now, they're starting to move forward and grow. Those will be for later in the summer. Barrel experiments. Carrots, as I've done before, but only half a barrel's come out for some reason. And even though I re-sowed, there's some coming back through, but they're a bit odd. These are the parsnips, and a lot of leaf, so don't know. Hopefully we've got a lot of parsnip underneath, but sometimes when you get a lot of leaf, you often don't. So we'll see what happens on that. These are my pumpkin plants, and again, the plants are doing really well now, so I'm sending out runners, so I'll keep an eye on that, because often you don't want too many pumpkins in a plant. You might need to restrict it to 1 or 2, otherwise you get lots of little ones rather than a couple of real biggies. Here's the tomato greenhouse, and as you can see, plants are now basically up to the glass at the top. So I'll start taking off the head as well to stop them growing up much further. In terms of tomatoes, you can see those are beef ones starting to fill out. Obviously all green still for us at the moment. There's some different varieties here. There's some cherry tomatoes here. And hopefully over the next few weeks now, these will start to turn red. But from a plant perspective, they're looking good. And because of the way I do it, all I do every day is just fill the pots with water, and once or twice a week I give them a feed, and then I take the little side shoots like those out there, which make the plant bush. And you don't want a bush, you want it to grow up. But like I say, once they reach the glass, normally just take the top of the head off. I'll show you here. Here's a growing head on that one. It's reached the top. Just pinch it out. It will try and produce others, but if you keep pinching them out, they basically won't grow any taller. And they'll put all their effort into making the tomatoes. Scruff looks as if he's seen something in the hedge. Scruff, buzz, buzz, buzz. Obviously more important than me. And then this is the cucumber greenhouse. And as you can see, we've got a fairly good crop. I've already taken a load off and given them to neighbours and others. The chili pepper and the sweet pepper plants are now starting to put fruits out. Mentioned before, I've got a vine here, and there's grapes coming on the vine. First time this first time it's done that. And if you look at this cucumber plant, you can see I'll better harvest some of these today, so hopefully the neighbours are prepared for some, and we'll get going on that. The only downside to this is you can see the grass has grown. I only mowed it about a week ago, but this dampness and the heat is just growing like mad, so I shall need to get the mower out. What are you doing, Scruff? Yeah, what are you up to?